Hello and thanks for stopping by. This is Crystal Mines 2 Buried Treasure for the Atari Lynx, and I'm playing this game on an Evercade handheld console. This game was originally developed by Color Dreams for the Lynx, and it was released in 1992. It was also released for the Nintendo DS, but that was later, in 2010. It's almost 20 years later, and at that point it was just called Crystal Mines. There's also a Crystal Mines, the first one, out there that was released by Color Dreams for the NES. I don't have a copy of that one yet, but it's one of those awkward-looking Nintendo cartridges. I'm not sure if it's licensed. This game, I think actually, isn't the Crystal Mines 2 that was actually released on a physical cartridge for the Atari Lynx. I think it was Crystal Mines 2 that someone took after the fact and added additional levels to it. There's a company called Songbird Productions that I believe added a whole bunch of levels, so I guess you could consider this one an enhanced version. In any case, it's a really great game. This is a single-player puzzle experience, and it's something that I think was actually a really good game type for the Lynx. The Lynx also had Chip's Challenge, which was sort of similar, a great puzzler in a similar fashion. This game, it really feels like a cross between the game Boulder Dash and Chip's Challenge. Both are excellent puzzlers. I've reviewed both of those at one point or another, and I'll make sure to put a link in the comments. This game seems to take pieces of each of those. If you like those games, you probably want to check this one out. The game offers two basic types, Classic and Treasure. These are just different collections of levels. I believe this is the addition of all the extra levels that the new manufacturer put on the cart. Now, what's great about this game is that it's a growing experience, and it feels like new mechanics are added as you progress through the different levels, and it turns out it's a very lengthy challenge. The original version of this game had 150 levels, which is a lot. And it also had an additional 31 bonus levels that you could find. By itself, I think that's a great value for a game. But this version adds an additional 130 levels, so you're pretty much going to have tons of things to do, and I really like that. I just don't think this game would really be the same if it only had 30 or 40 levels. On top of this, these levels are not easy. My save state is over 2 hours of time, and I'm only on level 11 at that point. Seriously, this is one of those games where you're probably going to get comfortable and try to race through levels. That's going to get you killed, and it's going to get you killed really fast. I've dropped plenty of boulders on my head, or detonated dynamite that I didn't know was there. In this game, you control a robot, and you're going to be traversing mines to gather different colored crystals. You're going to encounter boulders, wooden blocks, dirt, tons of weird mineral deposits. These things just appear. They all have different sort of mechanics. There are also different types of monsters out there, and plenty of dangers to run into, of course. The goal is to gather enough crystals to unlock the exit, and then you find the exit and use it. You have a time limit on the screen at the top, and at the bottom right of the screen you actually have a number. And that number is important. That's the number of crystals you need to gather in order to open up the portal at the end. The portal is going to look like a gray whirlpool, and you're not going to know where it is until you open it. If you see two whirlpools, one is going to have different colors, that's going to be the bonus level, and it took me a while to find one. There are going to be levels that you get to where it seems like there aren't enough crystals to get to that number, and those are the levels where you actually have to start shooting walls to look for hidden passages. I gotta say, it's fun to be on a level, and you think you're getting to the end of this struggle, and then you realize that you don't have enough to get anywhere, and then you have to uncover a different section, something you couldn't see before. I really like that. At its core, this game seems easy enough, and I think the first one or two levels will make you feel that way, but then things start to ramp up. Seriously, I feel like I was stuck on level 4 and level 10 for an unnaturally long time. Some of the levels, they're just not fast. They don't seem to be very large physically, so you think you can get through them quick, but you're going to find yourself dying so much. It's nice that the game gives you unlimited lives, because this is all about trial and error. You're going to uncover hidden monsters, you're going to uncover hidden explosives, and just other weird mineral mechanics that will get you killed. And you're going to be running around avoiding these new mechanics, and then you're going to accidentally drop a boulder on your head. And stuff like that. It's going to happen a lot. The robot you control, he has this little offensive blaster, that's the A button, and this can kill certain monsters. It can destroy certain types of blocks, or it can detonate a TNT icon if it's available on screen, or if you've placed it on screen. You're going to learn what's destructible after a while, and you're going to use this to your advantage to figure out how to navigate the level. Now you can uncover a TNT icon at random. You shoot a dirt block and you see there's TNT under it. If you sit there, in a few seconds it's going to explode. Or it's going to explode if you shoot it. Which means if you hold the trigger to randomly shoot, eventually you're going to uncover an icon for TNT and you're going to shoot it and blow yourself up. There are other times when you uncover a block and you're not actually uncovering TNT, but it's this little bluish icon with a number in it. Well, that is TNT, but it's the type that you can pick up, and it'll have a number next to it. It tells you how many pieces you pick up. It's very useful because you can place these as you need them. This is how you can destroy certain creatures and blocks that your cannon can't affect. You basically drop it with the B button. It's simple enough. But you need to be careful. If you drop it and pull your trigger, you could accidentally shoot it and blow yourself up. The game is on a grid. Obviously, this is all little squares. It's a giant sheet of graph paper, really. And what this game actually does that's a little different in this space that I kind of like, if you position yourself precisely between two squares, two blocks that are destructible, and if you shoot directly in the middle, you can damage both blocks at the same time. It's minor, but it's something that I really wasn't expecting, and it's nice to have. It's just a slight different mechanic, and I think it works here. The thing with the Lynx games is, I think there are some bad games, some good games, and then there are some bad games that would have been good or great with just some simple changes. Like Zarlor Mercenary or Gates of Zendikon. They have pieces of a good game, but there's something in there that's just holding them back a little bit. For a game like this game is focused, and it works perfectly in its space. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a puzzler that never stops. It never makes you wonder why they made a certain mechanic in a certain way, or there's not a pitfall, right? It's solid all the way through, and I found no disappointing or annoying mechanics, and I appreciate that. You have tons of things to uncover as you traverse these mines, and it always seems to add some new things every few levels. And the things they add, it just isn't a differently shaped maze necessarily. It's a combination of mazes and new little unhinged mechanics that you don't understand how they work until they kill you. And I think that's great. I've been playing this one for hours, and I continually see new creatures or mechanics that you have to adjust to. And every time you get a new mechanic, all they have to do is mix it with some of the existing mechanics to add new confusion to the game. Level 10 was, I think, the first place that offered this expanding lava as an obstacle, and you can kind of control it using TNT, but that took me a while to actually figure out the best way to get through that particular part. The fact that this game also has 300 levels, that's pretty awesome. I don't like getting into a game, liking the game, and then finding that it's suddenly over. This one gives you a crazy amount of levels to experience, and I think that's a fantastic value. Well, that's all I have today for Crystal Mines 2 Buried Treasure for the Atari Lynx. Once again, I'm playing this on an Evercade console. If you like this type of game, please feel free to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And thank you so much for stopping by to take a look, and I hope to catch you on another video.